Everybody, this is Perch. I'm enjoying the reaction of people when I say that I'm moving down to Texas. What's funny is there's like 40%, 40%, 20%. 40% of the people go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." You're going down there. They're all inbred Trumpers. It's guns everywhere. Just people just randomly will like walk out onto the street and just start firing their rifles up into the air, and nobody's vaccinated. In fact, even worse, there's people who have captured the virus in little canisters, and they walk up to you and like shake it in your face, like have some virus. It doesn't hurt you. Here you go. Like that's what Texas is like. It's a nightmare town. They're all wearing cowboy hats and just everyone there is a rancher. 100% of the people there are ranchers. That's what Texas is. And then 40% of the people kind of smile and nod and they go, "Yeah, I understand. You're getting away from all the liberals. Yeah. Yeah. You've lived up there in that Seattle area with all the Satanists, the people who don't believe in anything, who like to molest children. You want to get down to Texas where things are free." I know that Seattle has that plan right now where they're going to actually glue a mask onto your face, and the only person who has the glue remover is the governor. And he's an idiot. So I totally understand why you're getting out of there. You're getting out of there at the right time before they come and brand your children. That's what the liberals are doing. And then there's the 20% who go, "Oh, you must have gotten a good gig and it's worth your time to move." Like, yeah, yeah. Like, oh well, yeah, there's be some good things and bad things. You're gonna miss the snow, but you know, on the bright side, cool, right? Yeah. I like that 20%. It's funny though that the reactions they're so extreme. I mean, I'm exaggerating, a little bit, but not by much. I had somebody tell me to my face, it's like you realize they're all inbred in Texas, all of them, and none of them. They're all like you just smell manure everywhere in Texas. I'm like, have you been to Dallas? It's like, first of all, if you look at a voting map of some of the metro areas, they vote blue in a lot of the metro areas, and they're not all ranchers. It turns out there are businesses in Texas, and it's I don't know. It's just funny. It's funny people's impression. Where I'm living, I would say it's metro. It's I don't know. There's a Starbucks nearby, and there is not a horse hitching post outside that Starbucks. But it's what people have in their heads, and it leads me to that. Sorry, it was a long intro, but I just find it funny, and I like to share the silliness with all of you because why not share the pain? But what I started thinking about is I was talking to somebody, and I was like, I did this video that surprises are good in comics, and I found myself saying the words, "It's good when you can subvert the reader's expectations." And I got this immediate grimace. It's like, so you want to turn all the characters gay? I'm like, no, no. And then I got to thinking, hang on, subverting expectations. Once upon a time, meant surprises. It meant, that the people walking into the comic or the movie or whatever it is, they're like, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get this same old stuff. And then a surprise is delivered. You're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I remember, and I promise you it's true, if you go and you look at the Game of Thrones coverage, when that show was getting popular, there was this episode called The Red Wedding. And enough time has passed, I don't need to do spoilers, but and it's silly anyway, because if you read the book, you knew the spoilers. The spoilers were in the book published many, many years earlier. But anyway, in this episode, a bunch of people die. A bunch of kind of fan favorites get brutally murdered. And they do it in a way that is, again, if you read the book, you knew it was coming, but there was like a pregnant woman. And they kill the pregnant woman. And you're like, oh my God, you're not supposed to kill pregnant women. And I remember the articles that were written were like Game of Thrones subvert, viewer expectations to deliver a shock. That's what the review said. And they were right. The people watching that are like, I know what to expect in shows. I know that, the good guys don't get killed. Again, if you watch season 1 of Game of Thrones, you knew that wasn't going to be true, but whatever. But pregnant women certainly don't get killed. Moms don't get killed. And yet in this one episode, they all got killed, and it was subverting expectations, and it was a good thing. It was subverting expectations when you read the book, and you didn't expect these characters to get murdered, and then they were. And I think that that's a good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to subvert expectations. The problem is the subverting expectations we get these days. I would say are more lazy. It's less about a surprise and more about kind of a trying to outthink the audience. And I think this is where, and I didn't have the good argument in my head when I was talking to my friend, but I think subverting expectations, when you're subverting what people expect of the plot, you can be good. In fact, in many cases in comics, because I still maintain surprises lead to more sales, it's a good thing. They're good. Subverting those kinds of expectations are good. When you subvert expectations like, hey, everybody who's going to this, it's when you intentionally are making the con. It's when you created the expectations and you subvert the expectations you created. For example, like you do a movie or here's an example of I think a crappy one. Apple TV, which is putting out their own content. Outside of Ted Lasso, I don't know much of it has been any good. Jason Momoa in this Nobody Can See show is absolutely absurd. I know there's some people, friends of mine, who are really into that show, but come on, that is a dumb show. You've got like half the episode is Jason Momoa feeling around, like I can't feel it. I can't feel where the villains are. I mean, it's like the most boring fights ever. Anyway, I'm sure there will be some fans who will come into this. I went through 2 episodes of that, and I'm like, well, I'm out. no, this is too dumb for me. And I read a lot of comics. But there's this Apple TV show, Invasion. And the premise is it's an invasion. And it was sold as the aliens are going to come and it's going to see the invasion through humans' eyes. And it's going to star, some big, impressive people. And one of the key stars that they promoted, Sam Neill, they're like, he's going to be in this show. It's going to be pretty incredible. Yeah, they killed him in the first episode. The very first episode, they kill him. He was not in the show. He was barely in the show because there was a lot of different characters being introduced, and he was in, I don't know, he got less than 10 minutes of screen time. It was good while he was there, but to say it was a show featuring Sam Neill is a blatant lie. Now that's an example of incorrect. That's example of bad subverting expectations, because the show itself set the expectation this show would star Sam Neill and would feature an alien invasion. And not only was Sam Neill not in the show, for all intents and purposes, but in the 10 episodes, we don't actually see one of the aliens until I think episode 6. And it was not a show about an alien invasion. Yes, there was an alien invasion going on in the background, but it was about trauma. It was about a woman whose husband's cheating on her. And it's like, it was, there was no, like, that was a slow burn of a show. And when the people came out, it's like, well, we wanted to subvert the viewers' expectations. Yeah, but you set those expectations. When it's Chris Claremont in the pages of X-Men killing off Jean Grey as Phoenix in the Dark Phoenix saga. Oh, spoilers. That is something people didn't see coming because, it's a death. It's a major character. Oh my goodness. That was subverting expectations in a positive way as a surprise. At no point did Chris Claremont say, hey, you know what I'm going to do with the X-Men? We're going to have this Jean Grey character be alive for the next 10 years. I've got 10 years of Jean Grey stories. Ha! Subverted your expectations. I remember Marvel pulled that crap when they did the Age of X-Men and all this, the Uncanny X-Men reboot. They're like, hey, we said we were going to do a major X-Men story, major X-Men, relaunch. We've got all these people here. Matt Roseberg, Kelly Thompson are on this thing, Ed Brisson. Oh my God, it's going to be, we're going to give you X-Men like the X-Men you've been waiting for decades. And then 10 issues in, they're like, we're going to actually cancel the comic and bring out all this Age of X-Men stuff from an alternate reality with X-Men. And we're going to write, crazy stories that, here comes Leah Williams in to do Extremis, where they're making jokes about food. And it just like, And Marvel is going, yeah, we subverted your expectations. No, you lied. You said you were going to do something. You did the opposite. And you're like, aren't we clever because we subverted your expectations? The answer is no, you are not clever. You're a bunch of dicks. That's that's the difference. And so I think I'm going to go on record. Subverting expectations is a good thing when those expectations come in the form of, from the reader, from the plot, and from a general sense of surprise rather than manipulation. Surprise expectations getting subverted, great. Manipulation expectations getting subverted, jerks. That's my take. I like surprises in comics. I wish there were more of them. I think whenever you've had a good run where you've got a lot of good surprises, a lot of good elements going on, it's been better. You've had some, it's been exciting. That's the kind of stuff that, when you pull it off, it's great. And when you manipulate, when you intentionally try and, make people believe something you're not going to do, that's trickery. And I think that's the difference in my book. All right, let's see what you all say. Y'all say, because I'm in Texas now, so I've got my boots. I do not own any cowboy boots or a hat, and do not plan to. Uh, Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Thank you for listening. You have a good day now here.